So hello, Nesco Nation. Welcome to Hireside Chats, where Nesco Nation comes together to share ideas, be entertained, and even learn something while we're having fun as a team. Today we're talking to two Nesco leaders about how they keep themselves and their teams motivated in a rapidly changing environment, as well as some of the leadership lessons they have learned themselves over the last month as we have all adjusted to the new way of work due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'd like to welcome our guests, Christie Moon and Nick Bailey. Christie Moon is our VP in our professional division located at our Albany branch. And Christie has been with Nesco Resource for 15 years. Welcome, Christie.
Morning.
Also joining us is Nick Bailey, the VP of our commercial Great Lakes region. Nick is located in Stowe, Ohio, and has been with Nesco for 16 years. Good morning, Nick.
Hello, good morning.
Well, we're all working from home today. How's the adjustment been for you guys so far? How's it going?
Well, my family would like me to go back to work, but I've been fine being at home.
And I'd say it's easier than I expected it was going to be.
Well, fantastic. I would like to dive into that a little more with you guys, just ask you some questions about leadership during this new way of work as we have adjusted. But this isn't new for you guys. Nesco Resource is an incredibly agile and adaptive organization to begin with and is always changing. This is another change for us that I think we've adapted to very well, but I wanted to dive into both of your perspectives, Christie and Nick, on how this transition has been. So Christie, if I could start with you, how do you stay positive and motivated personally and professionally working from home?
Well, I think one thing I needed to learn throughout just what's going on in the world itself was to really only allow myself to watch the news once a day. So not to live there. I want to be informed. I want to be educated, but it's no place to live. So I limit myself to once a day after work, just checking the news, getting up to date, and then moving forward. And just try to remind myself and my teams that it's a moment in time. This is something that's going to last forever. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through it. And my grandmother is queen of one-line mantras. So something that she has always told me is, it can always be worse. No matter what it is, it can always be worse. So I just keep telling myself.
Well, absolutely. Thank you, Christie. And Nick, how about for yourself? How have you stayed positive and motivated?
Well, it helps that I'm just generally a positive person, right? That's something that's always served me well throughout life. But in this exact scenario, though, for me, it helps to have a space to call work, a place to go to. I have to get up, do the morning ritual, put on the shirt and the jacket and all that. I need that to kind of anchor me into the mode, so to speak. But after that, I'm in the home dungeon office. Home office. Okay. Again, you can see the really not at all finished office space. But I can come down here. Once I step into this space, you go through those arches, and I'm in the zone. And it's just like any other day.
Well, that's great. Well, Nick, I'm going to stay with you. As we've kind of adjusted to a bit of the new way of work, what has been the biggest leadership lesson that you've learned over the last several weeks?
So, I've known my entire life that I'm not the most personally sociable person. I don't go out with people after work like a lot of people do, or hey, let's meet up and get a drink. I don't do that much. But there are parts of that are important, especially here and now when we're so detached from each other. So when we first put together this plan of working from home and what that would look like, and we mandated that we'd have to have, each branch would have to have 3 Zoom calls a day, for example. At first I thought, that's a lot for me to pop in on. But if I'm being honest, it's been fantastic. I feel closer to all these branches now. Sure, in the past, I'd talk to the manager on the phone on a weekly basis, but having 7 people on the screen here, seeing their faces and the banter that goes along with their morning kickoff meetings, it's made a big difference for me to feel personally engaged, and that's something I really want to keep once we start this transition to whatever back to the office looks like.
Thanks, Nick. And Christie, how about for you? What was the biggest leadership lesson you've learned over the last few weeks?
Sure. I don't know if it's really been that I learned this in the past few weeks, but maybe just heavily reminded of it. And it's somewhat to what Nick was saying, just about making sure we have that personal touch. So in every conversation that I'm having, whether it's with my team, whether it's with, really having a genuine interest in people's lives and what's going on with them, and asking how their day is, and having empathy and compassion and really listening. Just making sure that I have that human connection before we get right down to business.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what's also interesting, although, Christie, maybe some things haven't changed per se, there has been a lot of adaptation and improvements, and as we've learned to work more seamlessly across the 35 states in which we do business, the 48 states where we support associates. What are some of the things that have changed that you want to preserve going into the future?
It's funny, it's actually really what Nick just said a couple minutes ago. So I can't physically go and visit my offices like I did before. And usually I only joined rec meeting when I was there at the office. Never did it any other time. So if I wasn't physically in Albany or Rochester or Connecticut or wherever it may be, I didn't see those people that particular week. Where now, every morning, I'm popping around and I'm seeing everybody. And I really enjoy starting my day with them. I really do. So they don't know this yet, but even when we go back to offices, once a week, I will see all of them. So I'm gonna force them to Zoom me in once a week for a rec meeting so I can see everybody. And it's great. It's great to see everybody you do. You have the phone conversation with the manager, but you don't see the whole team once a week. So I am going to continue to do that.
That's fantastic. And Nick, I'll give you the last word. What has changed for you that you want to preserve going into the future that you've liked?
It's the same thing. It's so important to see everybody. And I took it for granted in the past. I definitely feel closer to everyone, and I personally feel more engaged as a result. So we're keeping that. Also, the leadership meeting, we talked a lot about recognition. And I took strong notes of that's something I wanted to focus on for 2020 and going forward, because that's much more important now, again, since we're all so detached. So that's what I've been focusing on now, and continue to focus on in the future.
Well, thanks, both of you. We're now going to switch to our special edition podcast of Mom and Dad Jokes. Both Christie and Nick are parents, and as much as we've adjusted to working from home and working differently, our children are adjusting to us being home and seeing us every day, and also putting up with our terrible humor. And we think we're funny as parents. The kids don't always think that. So today, Nick and Christie face off on Mom and Dad Jokes. The first one that gets the other person to crack at least 3 times wins. So they brought their best material. This is going to be exciting. I'm going to give the first joke to Christie Moon to see if she can get Nick to laugh. Nick looks like he's preparing himself, but Christie, when you're ready, kick us off.
I already want to laugh.
I'm trying to get my game face on. I'm gonna be horrible at this.
Right.
But what food can't make up its mind?
What?
A waffle.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay. So, Christie, my friend keeps telling me to cheer up these days. He said, it could be a lot worse. He said, I could be trapped inside an underground hole filled with water, but I know he meant well.
Terrible.
What do you call someone? What do you call someone with no body and no nose?
No body and no nose. Art.
Nobody knows.
That's good. That's good. Hey, can you email?
Body.
I'm taking that. All right. Hey, Christy. What do you call a deer with no eyes?
I don't know.
No idea.
Why did the invisible man turn down the job offer?
Because he couldn't see himself there in 5 years?
He couldn't see himself doing it.
Okay. Hey, Christy, what do you call a deer with no eyes and no legs? Still no idea.
I'm going to give that to Nick. I think we got our first point in the board there.
Why? Because I laughed? You should get a point deducted if you laugh at your own.
Christy couldn't contain it.
I think you're supposed to get a point when you laugh at your own jokes too. That's going to be my problem.
All right.
Right,
One.
One more?
No, 1-1. I'm going to give you both.
I said one more. I was scrolling for my best joke. All right, this one is very topical because of the weather that's been going on here anyway. What's worse than raining cats and dogs?
Hail.
Hailing taxis. Like that one?
What do Winnie the Pooh and Alexander the Great have in common? Say middle name.
Nothing.
I know, jeez.
What should you do if you're attacked by a group of clowns?
What?
Go for the juggler.
That's
And run for your life because that would be mortifying. Just run.
That's really good.
It's now 2-1. Christy in favor of Christy.
Hey, Christy, what goes down but doesn't come up? A yo. Yo-yo? No.
What do you call two monkeys that share an Amazon account?
What?
Primates.
Ooh, that's good.
That was good.
Good.
That was good.
What's green and fuzzy, has 4 legs, and will literally kill you if it falls from a tree? A pool table. No, come on.
Oh,
Christy's been practicing.
why are elevator jokes so classic and good?
Elevator jokes?
Work on many levels.
Hey, Chrissy, a limbo champion walks into a bar. Gets disqualified. Chrissy's like, I don't even get that.
I'm going to award the point.
What? She didn't crack at all.
Laughed after. I laughed at the
laughed
fact that I
after.
didn't get it in general.
We're going to call it 2-2. 2-2. Last
Okay.
next point wins.
What's brown and sticky?
What? Okay, what?
A stick.
Okay. Why did the blind man fall into the well? He couldn't see that well.
What concert is 45 cents?
A 50 Cent concert 5 years ago?
50 Cent and Nickelback.
Oh, that's good. Oh boy. So yesterday I got the world's worst thesaurus. Yesterday I got the world's worst thesaurus. That's hard to say. Not only is it terrible, but it's also terrible.
I thought it was good.
I thought for sure that was going to do it.
Christy, did you crack on that?
No, I'm just laughing at you, Darren.
Okay.
No, I'm not cracking on that one.
All right.
How do you get a country girl's attention?
Ford F-150. A dually.
Tractor.
Oh, okay. All right. How do you find Will Smith in the snow?
Fresh Prince.
That's it! Nice work.
I think you got Nick on his own joke.
Gosh, you got
A
it.
good one. All right, this is the last one I have, so if this doesn't do it,
All right.
we're just going to call it a draw. How do you weigh a millennial?
I don't know.
In Instagrams.
That's amazing. Yeah, you get a point for that. That's a great joke.
All right, we'll get.
Oh,
Now,
I've been
Nick,
using the no idea joke for 20 years.
I like the no idea. That was good. That was better the second time. It was good.
Still no idea.
No idea.
All right, our winner of Mom and Dad jokes goes to Christie Moon. Thank you both, Christy and Nick, for your leadership insights, for your humor, and having some fun with us today. This concludes our fourth podcast of the Hireside Chats. Tune in next week for the next episode. Nick and Christy, have a wonderful day. We look forward to talking.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you. Thanks so
Talk to you
much.
soon.
Bye, guys.